YouTube fam, I'm super excited to be here. I feel like it has been a while when we interacted one-on-one like this. It's been a while when I created content specifically for my YouTube fam, and so I'm super excited to be here. In case you're just joining us for the first time or you're stumbling into our page for the first time, welcome. We're super excited to have you here. My name is Chika. I'm Chika of Gainesville Realty. I'm a real estate expert here in the city of Lagos, and we help tons and tons of Nigerians living here or abroad in the diaspora to secure fantastic, superb and profitable real estate investments. So thank you for joining us. We curate the best real estate content too, and all things real estate. So please hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button so you don't skip a bit, and turn on notifications so that every time we post juicy content, you are among the first to get into it. Today we are doing something slightly different but very interesting. Today we'll be talking real estate with a 15-year-old. You see, a lot of us at this stage of our lives, we honestly and truly wish that we got into real estate, or that we equipped ourselves with real estate knowledge when we were younger. Many of us had money. I remember I started working when I was 14, right? I used to work in FRC and as a broadcaster. So, because I finished university really early. I remember that my mom used to work in FRC and in the broadcasting house in Ikoyi. My former colleagues can testify to this. And from the age of 14, every holiday I would go to FRC and to work. I used to work on radio as a presenter. And I started earning money, like good money from the age of 14. So imagine if I knew everything I knew about real estate then. Imagine how much investment I would have. Just imagine what I would have done with all the money that I had at that time, from that time up until now. So I honestly feel like it's important that we change the narrative, that we start to get our young children early on into real estate. And this is why today we'll be discussing real estate with a 15-year-old, a smart 15-year-old. I know you can't wait to see this one. So ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, join me as I welcome this fantastic, superb 15-year-old. Her name is Chinwe. Okay, give it up for Chinwe. Excuse me. Why are you so excited? Give us your proper profile.
Okay, my name is Chinwe. Okay.
Thank you so much for joining the show.
Yeah,
give us your profile. We need to see all of you.
Yes. So
get into the show.
Yes.
Okay. We're doing a matchy combination, black and black. So we're super excited to have you here, Chinwe.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us. This is Chinwe, like we said. Chinwe, what class are you in?
I'm in SS1, going to SS2.
So you're going into SS2. You need to speak up so everyone can hear
Yes.
you. All right. So we're going to be talking to you about real estate. Share with us, inspire us, inspire young people like you, about your knowledge and passion for real estate. So I'll be asking you a couple of questions.
Yes.
Just answer as the spirit leads, right? The first question is what is real estate to you? What do you think real estate is?
Real estate is anything that has to do with structure, land, building, homes, farm, and the rest.
Right, absolutely correct. Eee! So real estate is the land itself. Earth itself is real estate.
Yes.
And every building, whether developed buildings on land, all quantify as real estate. So we have residential real estate. And what is residential real estate?
Where people live in
Yes.
homes and
Exactly. And then we have commercial. So commercial could be your what? Your businesses, your offices, your schools, right? And then you have the industrial. So where you have your industries, your factories, and then farms too. Farms are also real estate. So anything tangible, concrete, land as undeveloped real estate, and then buildings as developed real estate, all of that come together to make real estate. The second question, why do you think it is important to invest in real estate? Just your thoughts.
It is important to invest in real estate because the stock value and the stock exchange, every day it increases and it decreases. So
fluctuating.
Fluctuating. So one has to make sure that he already has something tangible to hold, so that for future purposes, in case of rainy days, or just emergencies could come up and you might need something for like if for example now you want to take a loan and they ask you, do you have anything
Like
as
collateral?
Collateral, yes. You can say, oh yeah, I have land in Ikoyi or something like that.
Okay, so you say real estate investments are good because you need them for rainy days to serve as collateral, for instance, and because other forms of investment are not as safe and secure as the real estate investment. We all know what's happening in the stock market. Stocks are consistently crashing. Even crypto. What's happening with crypto right now?
Crashing.
It's crashing. A lot of crypto NFT owners are actually crying, like the value has dropped so much. So real estate is that particular investment where you can be guaranteed to a large extent that there's some sort of stability, right, in terms of the value of your investment, and there are no inflations per se with real estate. There are no pitfalls. You know, it's a bit stable. Even the risk because investments come with risk, right? So the risk is associated with real estate are not as significant, you know, as other forms of investment, especially if you do it right. I like the point that you raised about having it as a collateral. It's very, very true, especially land. Thank you for raising that point. Now, the third question, should young people invest in real estate?
As you grow older, prices of things increase, and you know, land every day or every year it appreciates. So when you start young, when you're much older, you could have already appreciated and to a large value, and then you can have good value for what you invested in.
Right. So let's give them context. For instance, a plot of land in Lekki right now, do you have an idea how much it can go for? A plot of land in Lekki phase 1?
100?
Yes, you can find the plot of land for as high as 100 to 200 million, depending on the location, right? Yes, and depending on all the things that are happening within that area, that particular area. So Lekki phase 1, for instance, 100 million, 120, 150 million, yes. If I tell you that as far back as say 2008, a plot of land in Lekki phase 1, for instance, was going for maybe 30 million or even less, would you believe that? So imagine, put 30 million on this side and put 150, 200 million on the other side in a space of how many years? Look at the amount of value and appreciation and increase that land property has gotten. You were born in 2007, I beg your pardon. You were born in 2007, right? So let's say in 2007, that same year you were born, I bought a plot of land for you in Lekki for 30 million or less. And now it's going for over 150 million. That's what we talk about when we say it's important to get in early. When you get into investment early, you are starting out at the lowest level of value, and as the years go on, you can enjoy the highest level of values as it goes. And we know that land in its bare form is very valuable. So you raise a very good point. It's important for young people to invest in real estate early. Now let's talk about real estate investment itself. Before anybody, you as a young child, as a young person, if you want to invest today, or if you're going to advise your friends or tell your friends to advise their parents, you know, you just want to talk to anybody about real estate investment, what are those things you absolutely must look at or consider or take into consideration before you put your money and say, okay, I'm investing in this particular property, whether it's a land or a house, especially land? What must you look out for before you make a real estate investment?
First things first, you need to look at the location.
Okay.
The location is very prime. Because
so when you say location, what do you mean?
Like the area where this land is situated.
Okay.
So if the location is very strategic, like it's close to the roadside or to the lakeside, or maybe infrastructures are coming soon in that same stretch of road, then you get the optimum value for what you buy.
Nice, I like that. So location is very key. If the property is along the road, the expressway for instance, or close to resort-like things like a lake, you know, or like you said, if there's infrastructure already there, let's say roads, busy roads, bridges, train stations, bus stations, you know, those things can help to heighten the value of your investment in an area where there's development, right?
Yes.
Development is very, very important. What is another thing you must look out for when you're investing in real estate?
Then also you need to look out for the title.
Okay, so when we say title, what's a title?
Title is any paperwork that shows the history of the property.
Okay, what does it prove? Yes, who owns the property? So a title establishes ownership, right? Who owns the property? Is it Mr. Lagbaja or is it Chinwe or KK? And how many people have actually owned this property over the years? The very first time this property was, you know, owned, who owned it? We all know that all the lands in Lagos belong to who?
The government.
Yes, all the lands in Lagos belong to the government. But sometimes the government will say, okay, you know what? Because we want to recognize the indigenous owners in this particular area, people who settled in this particular area, we are going to excise and give people some land. We will now reserve some for what? For development or infrastructure. Yes. So you as an investor, you can go and buy from the family that the government has excised to, or you can buy from the government. Many developers buy from the government, but the title lets you know this particular land I want to buy, who owns it, and what is the history, who has owned it previously, who is the current owner, are there any disputes on the land, are there any issues. Those ones you also get the information when you run a search. So title, like you said, is very important. Why is title important? If somebody goes to buy a land and doesn't have a title, or that the title is like this, it's not clearly, it's not like there are commas, there are issues, the title is not clean, what can happen?
In the future, the government can always come and say it's theirs. Like it was never given or whatever.
Yes, if the land is committed, right? Or you can even get into trouble. Yes. The land might be owned by somebody else, and somebody else is claiming the land, right? And you get into wahala. You start to tussle land. You start to go to court and spend money that you don't have. So many issues, many heartaches. Even you can avoid fraud, being a victim of fraud, if you check that your land has good title. So we've talked about title, we've talked about location. What else would you say is very, very important when you have to, like, for you, before you invest in a property? What must you look at?
Your financial budget.
Your budget, okay? Tell us about budget.
So when you know what your budget or your financial stability is, then you'll be able to know which sector or which section or which location you want to invest in.
Right. So let's say you have only 50 million in your account and you want to go and invest in land in Lekki Phase 1. It doesn't make sense because you still have to feed, you still have daily responsibilities. So you have to cut your coat according to your cloth and invest in places where you know that, okay, you can afford it and you can still have money to survive while your income comes in, and you can, as you go on, you can now begin to expand your investment portfolio. That's absolutely very true. And then don't you think it's important to invest based on your needs?
Yes.
Let's say now, for instance, I'm a single person, or as we are, two of us, we live together. Do we really need a 6-bedroom duplex? Really? If we're looking at it, wouldn't it make more sense, instead of investing in a 6-bedroom duplex, what would you advise us to do in a way that we can live and still make money? What would you do instead of investing it's just you and your mom, for instance? Instead of investing in a 6-bedroom apartment, what would you recommend or advise somebody to do?
You can, even if you have a 6-bedroom apartment, you can always still put it on shortlets and get other people to just stay on a few days, and you can always get your money.
Okay, I get that. So what you're saying is you can demarcate a portion of your home and let some out as shortlet apartments, do it up really nicely. Once it's in a good location where there's demand, you can do it up really nicely and put it on the shortlet market. We can you can get daily income, nightly income, or monthly income. Some people do shortlets on a monthly basis, some do on a daily basis. And if you want yearly rent, you can also put your home on the rental market for yearly income. I like that thinking. Also, another thing you can do is, instead of buying a 6-bedroom, why don't you buy, it's just me and you, right? And a lot of times you go to school, right, Monday to Friday. How many times are we home? It's usually in the evenings and the weekends, right? I go to work almost every day, even on Sunday sometimes. I'm barely home. So really, we don't need too much. What we need is a living room. We need a kitchen to cook. What else do we need?
Then we need bathroom.
A bathroom, a bedroom. So you and I can even share one bedroom. Just two of us. You can share a bedroom, or we can have 2 bedrooms. So let's say we buy a 2-bedroom apartment or a 1-bedroom apartment, and then the other funds, like you said, we can get a property in a good location where demand is high. Put it on the rental market and get great income. That's a beautiful way to think about it. So it's important that you tailor your investment to your what? Needs. To your needs. Budget and your needs. Next question: which would be your first investment of choice, a land or a house, and why?
A land.
Why land?
Because when you have a land, number one, you can always leave it to appreciate on its own. But a home, you have to make some changes. You have to always paint, have to do some fixtures and the rest. When you have a land, so many things could be done on the land. For a house, it's already structured and it's already built. Yeah,
so land is more versatile, right? So land on its own is valuable. So you don't need to even do so much. You can just leave it there, forget about it, and it's appreciated. It's bringing in money. You don't even spend any money. But home, you know how a home is.
Yes.
If you don't take care of it, wear and tear will start to happen. The building, you always have to maintain. You have to pay taxes. There's so much you have to do to ensure that the land is in the home is in prime condition. But of course, the land, you can just leave it there as long as you know that you have bought verified land with good title and a good location. Just leave it there. Would you consider a career in real estate?
Yes.
Why?
Because real estate right now is one of the biggest sector when it comes to our economy.
Okay.
Yes, so we all have houses, and those houses have to be sold, they have to be marketed, and they have to be, built.
So you're saying there's a demand that nobody lives on. Well, some people live on the streets, sadly, but a lot of us, regardless of what you do, who you are, you come back home, and that's what happened during the COVID season, right?
Everyone
when we're locked down,
and you see, it was very vital. And
do you know that investment into homes soared? People invested into homes a lot during the COVID season.
Yes.
So a lot of developers who had like the land investments and home investments really skyrocketed because everybody was locked down. Home became that place where everybody is safe. You can't go to the market. You can't go to the office. You are working virtually, but you have to be home.
Yes.
Home became everything to everybody. Some people use their home as what?
As workout section.
As the office, the gym. There is a demand, and there will always be a demand for home, a place to lay your head. Shelter is one of the basic
necessity of life.
Exactly. So home will always be in demand. So building a career in real estate, of course, is going to be very profitable. It then depends on how you now, how you decide to go about it and differentiate yourself, because there's also competition. The market is tough. Who are your biggest real estate mentors? Do you have real estate mentors?
You.
Don't start with me.
Yes, I know.
I'm your mentor.
I know you say.
I'm so privileged. I feel so privileged to be a mentor to somebody. Okay, who else?
And also, I think I like Ryan Sehan.
You think? You're not sure?
I do, because
Why do you like Ryan Sehan?
Because
Ryan Sehan, my kid loves you. She adores you just as like I do. Okay, but why?
Yes, and also, he's the way he does his things are just different. Like from the normal way people are like, oh, I'm selling this. Like he does his content in a professional and it's just different from the normal thing we get every day.
So he stands out from the crowd.
Yes, he does.
And he plays with it. He has fun with it.
Yes, he does.
Ryan has the information, of course.
Yes,
he's very grounded in his craft, but still, he just has fun with it.
Yes.
And there's nothing like when you do work that you truly enjoy. Okay, Ryan, you need to pay my daughter, because you have to pay him because he's mentoring you. This is our last question for today. We're going to wrap up. So say I'm an investor. I'm somebody who wants to invest in a property, and I really don't know which property to invest in. So you are a realtor, for instance. I would like you to pitch me a property. Sell me a property. Convince me as to why I should invest into a property. So let's say it's a landed property and the name is Verasi Estates. So let's say the land is in an estate and the name of the estate is Verasi Estates. So sell me on Verasi Estates.
When we say home sweet home, this land, this property should be your next landed property. Now, the name of this estate is Verasi Estate, and it's very close to the roadside of the Ikoyi access. And this home comes with a recreational facility, it comes with a supermarket, it comes with good security, good water system, drainage system, power supply, solar.
Wow, solar.
Yes, so it's going to be a very, very interesting estate when it's really done nicely. I would like to show you around. Okay. Even though I sent you the 3D pictures, you saw it, right? Did. So now this estate is in an estate. Okay. So when you're driving into the Ikoyi access, you see an estate. Okay. Then when you enter that estate, you still have to enter another estate, which is your estate. So this estate took out its time to make the gym. It has gym. It has dancing classes. Yes, it has swimming pool for kids, for adults, and also it has swings, plants. And the estate took out its time to make gardens. So like in the garden, there are going to be lots of fruits, which will be free for the residents. Wow. So I can just always go there and just take out some fruits.
So every day I can eat strawberries,
berries, and everything. The location is very prime, so it's really on the high side. But then again, you have to look at the fact that this estate is very secure. So the amount is 200 billion. 200 billion.
Wow.
For land, for plots.
So in the next 5 years, how much would this land go for?
Almost a zillion.
Almost a zillion. Ooh. Where is the document I need to sign? Give me the paperwork.
It's a C of O.
So what's a C of O? I don't know what a C of O.
Certificate of occupancy.
And what does the certificate of occupancy mean?
It means that the government had given this land to so he's the first buyer.
Oh, so when you invest in a land, the very first investor, very first owner of the land gets a C of O.
Yes,
Wow, you know your stuff.
Of course I
Please
do.
document. I need to look at it and send me the application form.
And also,
Congratulations. Oh, you want to tell me more? Tell me more.
Also, we're going to stop by and get some champagne just to, encourage you, and thank you so much for.
Oh, you're going to give me champagne. Oh my God, I am sold. Wow. You're such a good router. Could you buy from her? I would. I know I would. Well, that has been our show. Thank you so much, Chinwe, for coming on the show. We can't wait to see you, fly and blossom as a super phenomenal realtor right here in Lagos and selling beyond Lagos. If you're parents, if you're out there, you're a parent, you're listening, your kids can actually own properties in their names. It's fantastic. That way it's just set up for them from the get-go, right? So it's always going to be in their names. Even when we leave this earth, it's always going to be. I don't know why we like to show that, to shy away from. We're all going to leave, and nobody prays, but we're all going to leave someday. So it's important that we have active investments, durable, tangible, concrete investments set up for our kids that can outlive us, right? Investments that will just continue to appreciate over the years. And the earlier we can do this, the better. If you're a young person out there, you're working super hard, maybe you're in your teens or you're just entering your 20s, it's never too young. You're never too young to start thinking about investments. The beauty of investments right now, real estate investments, is there's so many so many types of investments that you can get into. You don't have to wait till you actually have so much money. I know I have friends who do crowdfunding. So you can come together as women, as ladies, as young people, put resources together, invest in a land or in a home, put the home on the rental market and share the proceeds. Everything is set up in a trust. So there's no issue of somebody trying to embezzle the funds. The money is set up, it goes to a trust, and from that trust is disbursed to everyone. Everything is in black and white. Agreements are set up. You don't have to wait until you have the bulk money to buy your own land or buy your own house. You can buy a one bedroom, you can buy a studio apartment in certain locations that are buzzing. There's so many ways that you can start investing right now. Feel free to reach out to me for advice, for consultation. I'll be very happy to walk you through what you can start with right now, the most practical for your needs and where you currently are at right now. So reach out to us on Gainesville Realty. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. We hope you had a fantastic time. We will be sure to bring you more interesting content like this. We'll try and switch it up every now and then. Thank you for hanging around. Please follow us on Instagram, Gainesville Realty. Follow us on Instagram, and here on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like, comment, share this video with your friends, your family, your parents, your relatives. You have to go. Have a wonderful day.
Adios.
Take care. See you soon. Bye.